Welcome back. If you're a fan of the show, you know that every Monday is Mutt Monday, where the Valley Animal Center features an adorable adoptable. And since last Monday and this Monday are holidays for the CVT staff, we are getting a double dose of adorable adoptables today. So I'm here with Ruben Cantu and Julianne Adler from the Valley Animal Center. And we've got two cuties here. These are pretty chunky dogs. Who are we showing off today?
Yeah, so with us today, this is my buddy Rufus and our sweet lady Vita. They came in beginning of October from local animal control areas, found as strays together. As much as we would absolutely love to get them a home together, it's not necessarily a requirement at this point because Rufus can be a little bit more rambunctious, where Vita is much more like docile, looking to just kind of hang out. But they're super sweet dogs who, interestingly enough, they tend to only prefer the company of each other. They're, not that they're bad with other dogs, they just tend to mind their space a little bit more when they're by themselves or in a playgroup environment. But yeah, like I said, they've tested great with every person we've ever introduced them to. You know, you met them 5 seconds ago and they're already in love with you.
These are good people dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of dogs are these? They kind of have the same body shape, but a little different.
You know, that's a great question. We get that a lot. And you know, like a lot of our dogs, it's our best guess. And you know, he to me looks like some kind of husky beagle or something. And she almost has this kind of like pug Pomeranian kind of size to her. And she is a little on the hefty side right
chunky
now.
Girl.
But we're slowly working on that. You'll also notice she had her eye removed.
I was gonna say Vita's she's got a little wink going on there. What's the story there?
So she had a bad injury to the eye when she first came to us, and we were hoping that through some medications it would repair, but unfortunately the eye was best to come out. And so that's really a part of the reason why she's been with us as long as she has. The treatment for an eye removal takes about 4 to 6 weeks in some occasions, and so she's just on her now it's just trying to find the right home.
So what's sort of her recovery time? Because I've actually seen lots of dogs return completely to normal after they have amputations. What's her demeanor like before and after?
Actually better. Before you could tell she was kind of uncomfortable. It was definitely a painful irritation that was causing to the eye. I forget the exact term, but essentially like her part of her eye was coming out of the retina or the cornea or something like that. And so after the surgery, she was much more out of her shell, much more comfortable with walking around, going in play groups. Because even in play groups before that eye surgery, you could tell she was a little bit wary of dogs getting near her face, and I think a part of that was the eye injury. Because
of the discomfort. So what kinds of homes are we looking for? If there's people out there who want both, that would be great. But what kinds of homes?
Yeah, I really think they would be good fits for really any home that's ready to give them everything they need. I think kids is going to be fine with them. Rufus is like a husky. He likes to play with his mouth a little bit, but not in an aggressive or mean way. He thinks everything's a chew toy. Where Vita, again, with any home, I think she would be totally happy to be there. She's just looking to lounge around all day.
She really is. Maybe Vita could use a little walking.
Yeah, definitely a walk a day would be a big benefit for her.
And have we tested these guys with cats?
I don't think we have just quite yet, but upon request, we can absolutely do that down at the facility on a day's notice.
So, have we had any interest? Have these guys met anybody?
So Vita this week has actually had a couple of people give us a call, but they haven't come down and met her just quite yet. So we're still hopeful, but at this point, we're willing to talk to anybody that wants to know about them.
Okay, so these two are adorable adoptables. I have a big dog, so I like to have this little dog in my lap. I love this. So what has the past year been like for the Valley Animal Center? New Year's Eve is just hours away. What's it been like as you guys reflect?
It's been a good year. It's been a big year of change. We've seen a lot of things, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of the status quo kind of switch a little bit, where like a big majority in past years, a lot of our animals came from animal control. But this year we've seen a tremendous amount more of owner surrenders and returns into our care, which, with times through the pandemic, a lot of people had the ability to adopt a new dog. And now with time's getting much more back to the normal cadence, it's been unfortunate how many dogs we've seen brought back into our care.
Right.
But as we get into the new year, our attitudes are always hopeful. Our goals are to do more than we did this year. Be able to help more, provide more surgery, more spay neuter, more education for what we do in our community. But we have a lot of big plans for the next year, and CVT is going to be a big part of that as well.
Good. Well, I think that you guys coming on is a great way to prepare people for adopting dogs. And in my family, we've had some pretty there are no bad dogs, but there were definitely some dogs who needed a little reprimanding. But you keep the dog, you know, and so I think this is a really good way to prepare people for, you know, what dog ownership is like and what pet ownership is like and what to expect. So when you know more about the dogs and what their needs are, it becomes, your expectations are managed a little bit better. So for people who think that they want to adopt animals in the new year, what's one piece, real quickly, one piece of advice you could give to somebody who's thinking about adoption?
Ask all the questions that you want to ask. You know, I tell adopters all the time, you're never going to ask me too many questions about this dog, or to help prepare yourself, do your research, you know, understand the breed you're looking at, you know, but make a educated decision on what your lifestyle can accommodate, you know, because that's a big part of owning a pet is it changes your lifestyle, because that pet is a 24/7 responsibility. And so, but again, for anybody out there that is interested in adopting, like you said, that's our whole mission, is to pair the right people with the right dogs, be able to help them understand the dog that they're looking at, or the cat as well. You know, we deal with twice as many cats as we deal with dogs. And so, you know, we're happy to have a conversation with anybody who's willing to come and hear us out and make sure, like I said, we're fitting you with the right animal that we can. And you know, again, it's a big commitment, and just be prepared for it.
But it is the best. Oh my goodness. I wish I could take them all home with me. Okay, we'll have all the information on these adorable adoptables online. Thank you guys both so much. Happy New Year. After the new year, the Central Valley celebrates another holiday, the World Ag Expo. We have all the details from the International Agri Center in Tulare. That's next. Oh.